Good evening and salutations, my Days of Our Lives fans. So, finally comes along. Gwen is exposed, and Abigail seemed like she was having a hell of a good time doing it. Now, I gotta sit there and say, she deserved that win. She deserved that win for a couple of reasons. Don't get me wrong, I am not forgetting what Abigail said about Gwen and her child. I know it was a long time ago, but the fact that she's a mother of two, that have those things come out of her mouth was just it was unforgivable. It was unforgivable. I know that she didn't like Gwen. I understood her hatred towards her. But when she was talking about her baby, it was too far. It was beyond too far. But yeah, she exposes her. She tells Jack that she lost a baby way before she fell down the stairs, and right up into the very bitter end, Gwen is sitting up there trying to lie and deny and deflect, and I'm just like, sweetheart, the jig is up. The jig is up. And I'm going to be honest, when Abigail showed proof and Gwen was all like, oh, well, you can get arrested. I'm like, Gwen, that's okay. You that's the least you should be sitting there. You should be sitting there worrying about is trying to get her arrested for looking at your medical files. Do you not see the look, the distraught look on your father's face? And Abby leaves. And Jack is broken. He's like, how could you do this to me? I literally gave you a second chance after everything you did to our family. And this is how you repay us. This is how you repay me. He just walks off. I mean, Gwen was like, you're my dad, and I never felt so loved, and yada yada yada. And Jack was like, yo, don't use that word. And to be honest, I couldn't feel bad for Gwen at that point. I couldn't. Here's the thing. It's not because of all the terrible things that Gwen has done since she's gotten to town. Okay? Because whatever. A lot of people do some really crappy things. I couldn't feel bad for her because she could have told Jack a long time ago. She could have told Jack when Snyder started to blackmail her. Because it wasn't that long after. She could have just been like, you know what, listen, Dad. I was going to sit here and try to, really mess up Abby by, making her feel guilt-ridden and stuff like that. But now this dude is sitting there trying to blackmail me and try to get me to be some sort of drug mule. You know how I feel about drugs. But no, she just lied. She just went along with his plan. And for a person, again, who came to town scheming and trying to blow everyone's life apart and being all, oh, I'm super smart and I got this brilliant plan, the minute that this man was like, I'm going to sit there and tell your dad, okay, you're not even going to sit there and try to get out of this one? You're just going to sit there and just fold? The woman who orchestrated all this maximum damage on her whole family at the time. But yet this guy sits there and tells you, well, I'm going to sit there and tell your daddy the truth. Okay, maybe I could just sit there and tell him for you. You know what? Why don't you do that? Why don't you do that? It's not that long ago. I could sit there and repair it. But nope. I'm just going to sit there and lie. And be blackmailed into doing something that can get me jail time. Okay. Yeah, no, that was a much better option. So now she's standing there. She's broken. She is distraught. She is distraught. Now, Melinda, we find out that Melinda wants to use the money to help, illegal immigrants have resources and stuff like that. So this way, they don't feel afraid and they feel like they can get help because of her daughter. Her daughter felt like that and she was about to be deported. but Melinda had connections. And she realized, she was like, not everyone has that option. And so she tells, because honestly, to tell you the truth, I was like, why would she doesn't seem like the type of person that would just take $1 million just for, all right, cool, I want it, I'm going to blackmail you. No, there was a specific reason for that. And how even, Xander was like, that's a good cause because I think he's not from this country or whatever. He was like, I understand where you're coming from, but why do you have to do with my money? I was like, she has a good cause for why she's using that $1 million. You just want to sit there and just use it on frivolous things. Your uncle is rich. He can literally, give you money so this way you can go on that vacation. No. The money belongs better in her hands. Literally, it belongs better in her hands because she's going to use it for something good. So, I'm with it. I'm with it. And he does it. He gives her the money. And the thing, in a way that kind of sucks, is that he's giving up the money. And I look at it this way. Because he gives up the money. He goes back to the house. He realizes that Jack knows anyway. And now she's all sad. And, it's one of those things that was like, he did it anyway. Like, here's the thing. If he knew that if he knew that Jack already knew the truth, then yeah, it would have been no reason to. But the fact of the matter was, he gave up the money. He gave up the money to save Gwen's relationship with her dad. And I gotta sit there, as much as I've given Xander crap over time, that was a very selfless act that he did, and he did it for love. It's just unfortunate that he did it for love, and then now, she knows anyway. Because here's the thing, Melinda knew. Melinda knew when she walked in the door and she overheard them talking, so she already knew about, Gwen's secret. And now, he goes back, and Jack already knows, and now he's out $1 million. And she lost the relationship anyway. So, fun times. So, Ben and Ciara go to the hospital to, get a double test or whatever to make sure that she is pregnant. Bella wakes up from a nightmare, about her mother or whatever in the devil suit. They fool around or whatever. Sean goes to see Abe and runs into Ben. Finds out that, she's getting a second test done to make sure that she's pregnant. Long story short, she's pregnant. Now Steve was talking to Kayla for a little bit. And, Kayla told Steve that, there's a good chance that Gwen is lying about her pregnancy. Which sucks because Steve was like, I really, I got her out of jail. If this is true, it's going to really hurt Jack. It's going to break him. And it does. Steve does run into Bella. And, Bella tells Steve, John isn't here. He's on a mission or whatever. And he's like, yeah, Marlena told me that he's on a mission. And at first, Steve was like, all right, well, if Marlena told me, if she says he's on a mission, then he's on a mission. I mean, I was on a mission for Victor. Sometimes we don't always in sync, so it's totally possible. So he doesn't make a big deal out of it. But later on in the episode, he talks to Kayla. He's like, yo, listen, I've been trying to call I've been trying to call John because he's supposed to be on this mission that Marlena said, and he's not picking up the phone. And he didn't even tell me that he was on a mission. So he felt like there was something off. Bella does find out that Ciara's pregnant, so, she's happy with Sean or whatever. And when Ciara and Ben get back home, they get a knock on the door. It's Susan Banks. Susan Banks walks in and she's like, I have a premonition about your child, about your baby. I'm like, all right, this is crazy. I mean, granted, everyone already knows that, yeah, Susan can be a little cuckoo at times, but her premonitions do hold a lot of weight. Like, a lot of times they're true. And the fact that she walked in, she's like, she knew that they were having a child already. She just walked in town. There was no way that she could really have gotten that information. So, I thought it was interesting. I think I covered everything. I had to do this review twice because my other tablet ran out of power at the last minute. Literally 11 minutes into it, and it just ran out. So I want to do a review again, so there's a good chance I'll probably miss something. And if I did, write it down in the comment section below. I want to thank everyone for watching. I hope everyone has a great and amazing and safe weekend. And I do emphasize the word safe because it's the Wild West. My subscribers mean the world to me. I love whenever I get to sit there and go in the comment section and see what people wrote and stuff like that. And it's just, it is this, I guess, unexpected blessing, because I just didn't think I was going to get to this point where I actually have subscribers or making videos and people actually like them and stuff like that. So I just want to thank everyone for watching my videos in general, because I know sometimes they come out super late, they come out at different hours, and I just appreciate every single person that watches, that comments and stuff like that. I just want to say thank you. So with that being said, I'm going to go. I want to thank everyone for watching. Be safe. See you in the next video.